Hello again. Welcome back to Shenanigans and Skeins. Today we are testing out a few new things. I have a microphone. Look at it. It's so cute. It lights up like a rainbow. So we're testing that out because my dear friend Shayla informed me that my sound was not the best. So we're testing out a new microphone. I hope it sounds better. I guess we'll find out when I go to edit this. Also, I am recording on my laptop, not on my iPad, because I wanted to be able to use my iPad for notes and things like that. So I hope this also works okay. So far it seems to be just fine. Who knew you could just use your laptop to record a video? I don't know. You guys, I'm new at this. Okay. In the olden days, remember when I told you I had a makeup video or a makeup channel? I used to record on like a DLSR, like a Canon something or other. And then I had a Sony one, and they would overheat, and I'd only be able to record for like 24 minutes because my camera would overheat, and I'd have to stop and come back. So times have changed, all right. First things first, this video has really no plan. Like, I have no plan. This is just going to be kind of a chit chat. I might actually even pull my knitting out and work on my knitting for a little bit, but I did want to, for accountability, this is not the prettiest skein, but I did start frogging my eyelet burst shawl. I did start frogging this after last week. So I usually just kind of like wind them into balls like this when I'm frogging, and then I know they say you're supposed to like rinse your skeins or soak your skeins and like re-skein them, and I don't do that. I will probably just re-cake this like into a new cake that doesn't look like this. But I did start the frogging process. I haven't finished the frogging process, but what are you gonna do? I am currently wearing an oldie but a goodie. I'm thinking this might actually be the first garment I finished from start to finish. And I was going to wear my recently finished Cloudbreak tee, but it is still damp. I think I put it on the blocking mats. It's Sunday when I'm recording this. I think I blocked it Friday afternoon, so it's still a little bit damp. So I was like, Shannon, you don't need to be wearing a damp sweater to record a video. So I don't have it here, but I did take some pictures before I started recording, and I'll probably put them on my Ravelry, and I might pop them in here if I can figure out how to do that, because, you know, newbie. But I did, I guess, first and foremost, or secondly and not foremost, because I already said that earlier. Finished objects. So the first part of this video, I want to just kind of do an update on the WIPs I told you about last time. So Cloudbreak tee, which I showed you guys, was just like the yoke. It wasn't very far along. Spoiler alert, I finished it. I actually finished that thing. I think I started it like May 3rd and I finished it on the 22nd. So it took me 19 days to finish it. And that was even with taking time off because I worried I wasn't going to have enough yarn to finish it. And I ordered another skein from 29 Bridges and I kind of just set it off to the side while I waited for that yarn to arrive. I didn't need the extra skein, guys. I now have a skein of yarn that I don't know what I'm going to do with, but that's okay. I'll think of something. I will think of something to do with it. Cloudbreak tee, like I said, I will try and put a picture in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's meant to be cropped, and I got nervous because it said to knit, I think like 3¼ inches from the arm, the underarm, or the smallest part of your waist. Well, 3.25 inches on me came to about here. And I got a little nervous that if I started the lace there, it would be really short and the lace would awkwardly cut me off like mid-chest. So I added about 1 inch or more of stockinette before I added the lace. And then I also did one additional lace repeat. It's cute. I think it turned out cute. It doesn't fit me the way that it fits like let me see if I can pull up the picture on my phone and just show you. It doesn't fit the way it's intended to fit. It's not a cropped top on me. Let's see. Here we go. See, it's long. Like, it's not obscenely long. It's fine. But it hits me, like, at my hip. Which, for me, I'll be able to wear this to work. I can wear it around. Like, if it had been really cropped, it would limit kind of what I would feel comfortable wearing it with. You can only wear so many pairs of high-waisted pants. Sometimes you want to wear a mid-rise pant. So you can also see, like, look how far down under my chest the lace starts. I did not need to add that extra inch of stockinette, guys. I did not. So learn from me. Just trust the pattern. But it's super cute. Like, so, it almost covers my tush. Like, you can see it almost covers my butt in the back there. So I definitely made it a little bit longer than I should have. Lesson learned. I still think it turned out really cute. That DK, it's the Bronte DK, I think, from 29 Bridges with the yak. I will knit with that again 100 times. It was lovely to knit with. I actually think it has a beautiful sheen and a really nice drape. And I think if I had made the pattern to the specifications the pattern called for, I would be just as pleased with it. It's going to be, I think, a really nice piece to wear. Even though I did make it a little bit longer. Listen, I don't love a crop on me all the time because, like I said, I want to be able to wear it with jeans. I want to be able to wear it to work, and I can't just rock a dress at work. I might have mentioned this. I work in like a warehouse environment. I have to wear steel toe shoes when I go into the office. So a dress, I mean, I could technically wear a dress, but I don't know that I actually don't know that I care to do that. So it's not going to happen. So that is a finished object. Finished object numero uno. I also finished my Freshwater tank, which I have here. I thought about wearing it, but it is 50 degrees out today in Maryland. I don't know what's going on. It was like 95, and then it went down to like 45 overnight. Like, not in one day, but it dropped like significantly, and it's cold. So there's no sleeveless top in my near future. But I also took a couple pictures of me wearing this. So one moment, please. And I'm going to upload these to my Ravelry. I finally got myself a little remote so I can take pictures of my FOs. Let's just not... Oh, jeez. Snap it. No, I don't want to make myself a sticker. Let's just not look at the face I'm making in this photo. But that's the Freshwater tank. We're not great at taking pictures of ourselves with the remote yet, okay? We're not great at it, but I think it turned out really cute. And the edging detail that you do on the hems and the neck and everything, you do a lateral braid and then you pick up, or not pick up, you do a lateral braid and then it creates these little eyelets and then you just do a little tiny bit of half twisted rib. The least amount of half twisted rib I think I've ever done on a neck of a shirt or a top. I think it was like 3 rows. And I was like, man, if only every top was 3 rows of half twisted rib, I might not hate it so much. So that's my Freshwater tank. I did finish it. Woo-hoo. And this I knit in the, what is this? It's from Explore Knits Fibers, and it's the linen fingering base. I would definitely knit with this again as well. It was really pretty. It did have a few kind of like little fiddly crunchy bits, like fiber, you know, that's stuck in there. I just pulled them out and kept knitting. It wasn't a big deal, but if that's something that bothers you, like they do have a few of those. Is this even okay? There were a few of those in there, but I mean, it was fine. If I can hang with it, you guys can hang with it. So there you go. That's my finished object. I just realized I started talking to you about this top and then completely got distracted and didn't finish telling you about it. So those are the 2 finished objects. So we're done with finished objects anyway. So we can talk about what I'm wearing. I'm currently wearing, hold on, I need a sip of my coffee. Look at this cute little yarn. Sorry, it's like backwards on my laptop. My yarn chicken. It's from Jam PDX. Love their stuff. I get so excited when I see it. But I'm self-imposed, not allowed to buy any mugs. I have too many mugs. We joke that I sent like a meme to my friend, and it was like, you know, everybody says I have too many mugs, but it's in case 100 people all come over at once and want coffee. That's me. I have so many mugs. So, oh, this shirt. God, you guys, I'm a little scattered today. I don't know what's going on. This is actually a rocket tee, believe it or not. I made this, I want to say I made this in like 2021. I had never made a garment for myself. I had definitely not made a fingering garment for myself, and I got really nervous about mohair. I started a rocket tee using mohair, and I got to, I think, like here-ish, and I was like, I don't like mohair, because you have to purl, because you don't join in the round until, you know, down here. And I was like, I can't do this. So I frogged it. I think I might not even frogged it. I think I just like threw it away, took it off the needles and said, that's not happening. And I had a bunch of like leftover scraps of fingering from other projects, from shawls and things that I'd made. And I was like, that yarn has already been used for another purpose. Like if you end up not liking the sweater, it's not a big deal. It's no waste. It's no harm, no foul type of thing. So I started this rocket tee using a bunch of scraps. And because of that, I do sort of resemble an Easter egg a little bit, but I actually really like how it turned out. It was my first time doing like an I-cord edge like this, like applied I-cord edge for the finishing touches. These are just in this kind of cream color. And then for the neck, I did the speckle color. And then on the bottom, I also did the speckle. This top I wore to work once, and maybe this is why I'm a little weird about wearing my knit things to work. I wore it to an all-day meeting because I didn't have to be in the warehouse. So I was like, I can actually try to look kind of cute today. And I wore it to this all-day meeting, and we get to like hour 7.9 of the 8-hour meeting, and I look down, and way down here near the hem is just a loose stitch. Just in this pink color, just a loose loop, just chilling, hanging out there. And I'm like, I think I must have skipped it when I picked up for the I-cord. How did it not unravel? Like, to this day, I'm still like, how was I not a walking reenactment of that Weezer song? Because my sweater should have come undone. It really should have. Like, I don't know. I got really lucky. But I promptly went home, got the ball of this speckly color out, and I picked that little pink stitch up. I wove in both of the ends, and I was like, good enough. It's good enough. I hit it, I hope, well enough. I can't find it. Like, I sat here actually before I started recording, and I was like, I don't even know where it went. Like, I don't see it anymore. I think it was over on this side. Yep, there it is. I found it. You can't tell. It's way over on this side. You can't tell. But yeah, so this is my rocket tee that I made probably in 2021, one of my first official FOs of a garment that I ever did. So pretty proud of myself. I actually finished something way back then, way back when. WIPs. Should we talk about WIPs? You can see I'm pointing the wrong direction. See, this is backwards. So to me, over there is over there, but it's over there, right there, there are the other finisher frogget things that I haven't frogged yet. So anyways, let's talk WIPs. Last time I mentioned to you guys that I had started a new shawl, but I didn't have it with me. I have it with me now. So this is a new cast on for me. This is a Shannon Swan bag. It's not one you can buy. This is one I actually made for myself, and I was like so excited about this. This is Tula Pink fabric, in case you can't tell. I made this little strap, and I was so excited. I was gonna sew it to the bag, have it come out here so I could have a handle, and then I forgot to attach it. So I added a little D-ring and this little claw clasp, and I just have it on my zipper now. Because I was like, what the heck, Shannon? What the heck? So this is the Bow Bow shawl, which is a sport weight shawl, and it's by Isabella Kramer. And I think a lot of people right now are doing like knit-alongs and kits and stuff for it. I'm not sure, like, it came out in 2025. I'm not sure what caused like the recent Bow Bow craze, but I'm here for it because it's a really fun, repetitive, like easy pattern to knit. This is my Bow Bow shawl. And it calls for 3 colors, like in the original one. So you knit a pretty large triangle in just these 2, and then you knit a bit, like I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 repeats of this in another color with the white. My other color is neon yellow. It's gonna be so pretty. And then you do, I want to say it's ribbing, like a 2x2 or 3x3 ribbing along that bottom edge, and it's going to be a nice big V shawl. That's my Bow Bow. The stitch, it's like a little dip stitch, and I had done a dip stitch kind of like that for the bubble cardigan that I made for Rhinebeck 2 years ago. This is a little bit different. You don't actually, in the bubble cardigan, you're creating a bubble. And so when you do the dip down, you actually drop that stitch that aligns with it. So it kind of like pulls that in together and makes a little like poofed, like 3-dimensional bubble. In this, you don't do that. And I was like, how is it going to look so flat? I don't understand. So you basically, you do the dip down, you still knit that stitch, and then you resolve that extra stitch on the reverse side. So it's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it. You should definitely make one. It is sport weight, but I feel like I'm using Cascade Heritage 6, which is a sport weight yarn. But I feel like you could totally get away with using fingering, possibly even DK, as long as you adjusted your needle size and possibly the number of repeats that you would need to do to obtain a shawl of the size that you would want, right? Because if you do fingering, it's going to be smaller. But I feel like small little, I call them scarflets. I feel like those are very popular right now. So like you could probably, if you wanted to, knit this in fingering and it would be cute. It would be smaller, but it would be really cute. So this isn't like something I don't have a deadline. I don't usually set deadlines for myself for my projects unless it's something I want to wear to an event or something. But there's 1000% no deadline for this guy because this was more just like it was like something I just wanted to cast on. I wanted a fun, colorful shawl on my needles to work on when I didn't feel like knitting in the round. Because as I've gotten more into garment knitting, sometimes I'm like, I'm so sick of knitting in the round stockinette. I'm just sick of it and I want a change. So that's when I pick up the Bow Bow shawl, which is funny because it's mostly just stockinette other than the dip stitches. But it's been really fun. Hopefully I'll finish it before Rhinebeck. I feel like this could be a fun accessory to take to Rhinebeck with me. So that is one of my WIPs. And then my WIPs I told you guys about last time were Cloudbreak Tee, Freshwater tank. I mentioned the Bow Bow shawl. What else did I tell you guys about? Oh, my Wicked cardigan I haven't touched. The Leaf cardigan, haven't touched it since we recorded last time. I say we. There's just one of me. Like who's the we? What is this, guys? What is this? What is that? We don't know. But yes, so I haven't worked on my Leaf cardigan at all. I haven't touched it at all. But that's, like I mentioned before, it's worsted. I'm not going to wear it anytime soon, so I'm not really in any kind of hurry to finish it at all. I would like to have it done before the end of the year. I'm planning to go to Sacred Sheep in November, and I feel like November in Portland would be a really fun time to wear a worsted weight cardigan. So that's kind of my like in the future goal for finishing that. So I haven't worked on that. The ripple crop, haven't touched it since I filmed the last time with you guys. Because I cast on 2 new things. I cast on 2 new things, guys. I told you, this is what I do. I cast on all the things, and then I work on them, and then eventually I finish them all. It's what I do. It's fine. But this one, I'm actually really excited about it because it's just like, it's really interesting so far. Like I wasn't sure, it wasn't a pattern when I looked at it on Ravelry that I was like, oh, I totally understand how that's gonna work. Like this, it's like raglan increases with some yarn overs and stuff. You kind of can look at and have a good understanding of like basically what the pattern's gonna be like to knit. This one, I was like, I don't know how we're doing that. I don't know, and I'm very intrigued. So I mentioned I bought yarn from Yarn Jam in the color Minted on her bamboo fingering base. And I bought it with the intention of making a Cosmopolitan tee. So then I had no intentions of starting it anytime soon. But Tori Yu is doing a knit along. And I was like, well, why not? Like, why not? So I'm making a Cosmopolitan tee by Tori Yu in Yarn Jam's bamboo fingering in the shade Minted. And it has like this lace detail on the sleeves. And this is where I was like, I don't understand how this is going to happen. Let me show you the side that doesn't have my stitch stoppers on it. But it's like my gosh, let me get this the right direction. This is the part I was so confused about. Like, how was I going to get from having this to having that? But it was actually really cool. You knit like the backs and then you pick up the stitches, and instead of just knitting like a normal sleeve, you have a lace chart that you follow for the sleeve part here with increases so that your sleeve, grows. And I am now actually at the point where I'm going to start increasing between the sleeves. So for all of this part with the lace, I was only increasing in that lace section there. And then the next 20 or so, I think it's like 14, 15 rounds, I'll actually be adding increases on the front and back. And then when you separate for sleeves, you just move to a different lace chart that doesn't have those increased stitches. And you just basically, you only knit the lace on the part of the sleeve that's exposed. Your underarm will just be in standard stockinette, which is such a relief because I was like, I don't want to knit lace like that forever no one's going to see it because it's going to be in my armpit. So it's still just a baby. It's kind of like not that impressive. It looks kind of small. But that's also because I have it on a really small needle. I like to keep it on a smaller cord until I absolutely have to put it on a bigger cord, because then you separate the sleeves and it shrinks down again. So right now it's not like too crowded on this cable. It's fine. It just makes it a little hard to show you guys. Like right now, this looks like, what is this? A sweater for ants? Like, this will eventually fit me, I promise. So that's this, and I'm very excited about it. My friend Amy, I think, is also going to join the knit along with me, and she's going to make the Prospect tee, which I also really want to make. I actually picked out yarn to make a Prospect tee. I have it all set aside. I was going to wind it up, and then I decided to make this instead. So a Prospect tee will probably be in my very near future. But also, real quick, little fun. Look at this cute bag. How cute is this bag? This is from Twisted Yarn and Fiber, and they are on Etsy. But I've always seen her at Frederick Fiber Fest, and she's going to be at the new Fiber Fest that is run by the organizers of Frederick Fiber Fest, but it's just called Fiber Fest because it's happening in Virginia. So I will put, if I can, I'll try and put some links or at least information about the Fiber Fest in Virginia. I believe it is, I'm not sure if it's 2 days. I know it's for sure June 13th because I'm planning to drive down on June 13th. It's about 2 hours from my house and I'll get to see her. So definitely if you are at Fiberfest or if you see Twisted Yarn and Fiber at any events local to you, she's been at like Public Knittoxication. She was at Shenandoah. So go check her out. Her bags are really cute. I really like the size of this one. It has 2 skeins of yarn in my project, a little notions bag, and then I like that it has the handle. But also that when you do this, the handle is still useful. Because sometimes when you like cinch the bags up, the handles kind of become like a little lump and you're like, what happened to my handle? But I had to put it in a bag that matched my yarn. That's kind of kind of what I do. So that's my second new cast on, or my first new cast on. The second new cast on, listen, I did not need to cast this on. I really didn't. But there's a pattern for flock, like a knit along for flock. And I'm going to flock. So I was like, well, I have to make it. So I will show you guys the picture of the yarn I'm using first, because I've since wound up all the skeins. And so it's kind of hard to visual. Like, I don't want to hold up 7 mini skeins and try and show you guys. But those are the colors I'm going to use. So I'm using an undyed fingering from Marie & Co. Wool Goods along with 7 colors from Super Glow. And those are from her Mahalo Glow collection, which I think is from like 2024, maybe 2023. I don't know. I've had it in my stash for a while. Before I even knew Lindsay. Now I've met Lindsay in person and I call her a friend. She's actually someone I'm really looking forward to seeing at Flock. So I'm excited to have a sweater with her yarn in it to wear to Flock. I actually wore Super Glow to Flock last year. So maybe now this is just a tradition. Like, I wear Super Glow to Flock. I don't know. But this is the Show Me Your Colors, I think it is called. Like, Show Me the Money. Yeah, it's Show Me Your Colors. And I'm a terrible person sometimes, you guys. I don't print the pages of the pattern that I don't need. Like, listen, I understand pattern designers that you want to put like a big picture on the front page of your pattern so we know what pattern it is. But like, I got to print that thing. And I have a black and white printer, so it does me no good to print a giant black and white picture of your beautiful sweater. So I don't usually print the page that has like that on it. So this is the Show Your Colors tee, not Show Me Your Colors, Show Your Colors tee, and it is by Sari Nordlund, which I've never, I don't think, knit a Sari Nordlund pattern. Let's double check. I don't think I have. Oh, she's got some cute stuff. Maybe I should. Ooh, the sun-kissed top. I would never wear that because that part of my body does not need to be seen by the general public ever. Man, these are cute. A little Florence tank. Yeah, I don't think I've ever knit one of these patterns. I think I have a few of these in my favorites, though. Because, you know, I have a lot of dreams of knitting things, and then the best laid plans, right? All right, I will stop perusing her patterns now. But this is not also very exciting to show, because, it looks like this. But this, it's so sad. I added the first color. So there we go. We have a color now. Ooh. So, I have my gizmos. They're so cute. Our little gizmos. Yeah. So I started this Friday afternoon, I believe, and it's in the round now, and now I'm just increasing and doing color changes for the stripes, so I think it's going to go a lot quicker. But for me, the beginning of it was a little bit fiddly. Like, you cast on, and then the first row, it's like purl 1, place marker, and I'm like, 1? Like, what do you mean 1? And then on the next round, you're like, knit front and back. Okay, so we're obviously increasing that 1, but like, it just felt really fiddly for me the first like couple of rows. But now that it's like, it's good, it's actually fine. I figured it out. It is on a smaller cable. Like I mentioned, I do like to put things on a smaller cable, and it's like stretched to the max right now. So I'm excited to do a couple rounds increase, because you increase 8 stitches every other round. So it'll loosen up a little bit on those cables pretty quickly. But I'm excited for that to happen, because I don't like when it's pulling every which way. So those are my current updates on what I'm working on. My WIPs, my actual WIPs that I'm working on. Works in progress that are actually in progress, not just things that I have sitting in a bag that I haven't started. Because that never happens. What else did I want to tell you guys today? I feel like there was other stuff. I haven't purchased any new yarn. I don't think. No, I haven't. I have not purchased any new yarn. However, I did see that my buddy Lindsay from Super Glow Fiber is wrapping up dyeing for her Dolly Parton collection, which I did order some skeins from that, and I'm pretty excited to get them. I don't remember what the color's called, but it's like bright pink with like little bits of white. It's gonna be so pretty. Ooh, maybe I'll make my prospect tea out of that. I don't know. I always get these like new ideas for things. Ideas like, and then I buy all the yarn and then I print the pattern and then I'm like, I have too many things on my needles. I don't have time to do this right now. So it'll probably just sit back here with its friends for a while until I actually decide to cast something on. An example of what I'm talking about, where I come up with an idea, I buy the yarn, I print the pattern, I put it in a bag, and then I just wait. This is a good one. So ever since I was a baby knitter, I would say at least for the last 3 years, I've wanted to make a What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. My friend Rachel from Wool and Vinyl, she, I think, was working on one or picking colors for one once when I was with her. And I remember being like, oh, that's so pretty, but I don't know how to do brioche. So I could never make it because the whole first triangle of it, I'll show you guys. I can't show you this because it's, like I said, my little black and white photo because I don't have a color printer because I'm old. I'm actually just cheap. I got rid of my color printer because I was like, man, I was replacing ink cartridges like constantly and they were getting really expensive. What the Fade looks like this. And it has that whole first triangle up to like that first teal section is brioche, 2-color brioche and fingering. And I, up until very recently, had only ever knit very small amounts of brioche in the round. And so I was like, I can't make this pattern. I just can't. It's not happening. And then Shayla made what is that thing called? Plumpy? It's an Andrea Mowry pattern. I believe it is the Plumpy. And she made a Plumpy and it turned out super cute. She was actually at Public Intoxication at Fabulous Wines last summer. And she was working on this beautiful DK weight shawl brioche. And I was like, Shayla, I might need to make one of those. So I did. And you guys, brioche is not that scary. Like, I don't know what I was so afraid of, but let's zoom in. That's my Plumpy. It turned out so cute. I did, as you can probably see, this section right here. See how it's speckly and then suddenly it's purple? It's because I ran out of the color. I ran out in the exact same spot Shayla ran out of the same color in the same. So the decision was that Shayla and I just knit too loose. I don't know. But we ran out of the color. I made it work. But this thing is big. Like, that's a queen bed. This thing is a beast of a shawl. But I'm now not afraid of brioche. So I'm going to make a What the Fade. And this is a Andrea Mowry pattern. It is knit on fingering weight yarn, 6 colors. The first section is, like I said, 2-color brioche. And then the last giant garter, or the last giant part of it is all just garter, where you fade the colors together. So I unfortunately can't start this because all of my US 3s are currently being used to knit my other 2 WIPs over here that I just told you guys about. But I picked yarn. So do you want to see the yarn? I know you do. I went on Woolen Company, I don't know. I went on a website. I believe it's Woolen Company. And I picked 6 colors of hedgehog fibers. And this is on their twist sock base, which is not usually my favorite base. Like I mentioned before, I like more of a smooth fingering yarn, but there was a dog hair or something in there. I usually like a 4-ply. This is like a 2-ply, but I went through and I couldn't find the colors I wanted on the smoother 4-ply base. So I just said, Shannon, just buy the 2-ply. Maybe it'll look good in the brioche. So let's find. I have a picture on here somewhere. I did create a project on Ravelry. So this is the color order I'm going to do them in. So it'll start with these, like this. And then we will go to, see how awkward I can make this. That doesn't really work. There we go. So you'll start with this pink, fade into this white speckly goodness, and then it'll fade back out to pink. So in the example I showed you from Andrea Mowry's pattern page, one moment, I'll show you one more time. See how it starts yellow and then it finishes yellow? Mine will start with this dark pink, fade into this speckly white, and then fade back into this dark pink and finish on the dark pink. I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm bummed I don't have another US3 to start it right away, but I also have so many WIPs. I don't need to start this right away, but maybe, wouldn't it be fun if we could all enable each other and someone else really wanted to make a What the Fade for the first time ever, and we could do like a What the Fade knit along that'll probably take me a year to finish. Who doesn't want to join a no pressure, year-long, no end in sight knit along? I mean, I do. The ones with end dates stress me out. Because then I'm like, well, what if I don't finish it? And then I'm a failure at the knit along, and I get kicked out of the knit along. Nobody wants to get kicked out of the knit along, you guys. So that is a planned project for the future. I just have to find, it's actually kind of comical that I need a US3 for this, because my friend Amy, who is probably going to be doing the Tori Yu knit along with me and do the prospect tee, the reason she hasn't started yet is because she has one size US3 needle and it's currently on her freshwater tank, because she's also making a freshwater tank. And I was like, just buy another one. It's fine. Just buy more needles. It's fine. So yeah, I think 2 FOs in 2 weeks is not terrible. I'm actually pretty excited with how quickly I've been able to finish a few of those projects. Like I mentioned, the Cloudbreak tee, I lied. I started on May 4th and I finished on May 22nd. So it took me, what is that, 18 days? 18 days to do a whole cardigan, a whole tee. And if I hadn't gotten scared and made it longer than it needed to be, I probably would have finished it a week before that. So it would have been like under 2 weeks that maybe I should make another one. Now that I know I would only need 4 skeins of DK, I do have some DK in and around these parts that I could potentially, I'm having a thought. I have DK that I got from Magpie when I was part of the Magpie Fiber Society, and I think I have 5 skeins total, maybe 6. I might have 6. They technically don't match. But they're from the same like Fiber Society time. I wonder if I could do them and do like the top half in one, and then do like the garter rows in a different color technically, but it would still coordinate, and then the lace. They're kind of busy for like a lace thing, so maybe that wouldn't work. But I do kind of, I don't know, I kind of want to make one to pattern. Like, I like that I made that one accidentally way longer than I wanted to make it, but I do still kind of want to make one to pattern because I think the cropped length is really cute and would look cute over a dress or, you know, layered with something. I could also just make a different pattern that is similar and do it in a more cropped length. But the freshwater tank, I started March 23rd and I finished May 13th. So still not that bad. I mean, for me, like that's long for a lot of people, but for me, that's pretty quick to be finishing stuff. So did I start any other WIPs that I haven't told you guys about? I did not. Accountability. I'm checking my Ravelry. I didn't start anything else new. Is there anything else I wanted to share with you guys? Oh, Heather, if you're watching this, plug your ears. I bought a spinning wheel. So what happened was last year at Nash Yarn Fest, I helped out in Kat's booth from CCM Yarn, and she dyes gorgeous fiber, and I believe she dyes all Shanico fiber, but it's gorgeous, like super. If you've ever seen CCM Yarn's colorways, like just imagine that on fiber. They're beautiful. I've had a few friends who have spun her fiber and it turns into gorgeous yarn. So at the time, I was like, I had just bought a sewing machine like 2 or 3 months before that. And I was like, I do not need another hobby. I do not need another hobby. And everyone was like, but you do. You should learn to spin. You're going to like it. And I was like, no. One hobby a year. One new hobby a year. So 2025, I bought a sewing machine and I learned to sew. And I told myself, 2026, if you want to learn to spin, I'm giving myself, Shannon, I'm giving you permission to learn. So I've kind of been like thinking about it, but then we got the dog and like my life kind of got crazy with the dog. And I kind of put it back there and I didn't think about it for a while. And then I went to Yarn Centric and I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. And I watched those dang Table 10 ladies and they were talking about all their spinning adventures. And I mean, they made a whole sweater's quantity of yarn. Like what? I want to make I want to spin yarn and then make a thing out of it and be like, not only did I knit this garment, I spun the yarn to make the garment. How cool would that be? Maybe I'll start with a hat. Maybe I don't need to make a whole sweater's quantity of yarn, but like how cool would that be to be like, I made this yarn? Pretty cool. So the Table 10 ladies, they talk a lot on their Maryland Sheep and Wool podcast about how they got new dataless spinning wheels. They I think they have, I want to say like Starling or something like that. I looked on their website and I was like, that's expensive for something that I don't know if I'm going to actually enjoy quite yet. Daedalus has the Dove, which is a little bit more cost effective. And then I read a bunch of Reddit posts. I did some research and I just happened to come across one that was basically like, if you can swing it, do the Sparrow. Like it said, the Dove is a great beginner e-spinner, but the Sparrow is going to take you from beginner to like intermediate. Like you won't feel like limited if you buy the Sparrow. So I go on the website and I'm looking around and like, they have a whole system where it's like you have to sign up for their queue and it's like, who knows when you might get the email saying, hey, your name is up. You can buy one of these because they make them in batches, on and on and on. So I just happened to be perusing the Instagram as I do, and I see that Daedalus is having a shop update. An in-stock shop update of festival leftovers from Maryland Sheep and Wool. Because I was thinking, crap, like when are they going to be at an event again? And I was like, well, they'll be at Rhinebeck, but like, do I want to wait until October to potentially even purchase the e-spinner? And then like, I'm the kind of person, you guys, when I get an idea in my head, like you might have realized this already, when I get an idea in my head, I want to do it. Like I decided I wanted to learn to spin. So I need to start now. Like I needed to start yesterday, but I can't because I don't have an e-spinner. I don't have any kind of spinning wheel. I have nothing. But I just happened to see that they were having this shop update at like 4 p.m. on like May 23rd, which was yesterday when I'm filming this. And so this was like in the mid-morning. And so I text my friend Andrea, Karcher Makes, and because I know she just recently bought a Daedalus wheel, and I know she's been spinning for a while prior to that as well. And so I text her and I was like, hey, what if like someone wanted to get into spinning? Like, what would you tell them? And so she gave me some info about different spinners, and I was like, what about an e-spinner? And she was like, well, I just bought this Daedalus and I really like it, and they're having a shop update. I was like, I know, that's why I texted you. Because I saw the thing and I was like, I need to talk to Andrea. I need to get the scoop. So long story short, I bought a dang e-spinner. I bought the Sparrow. I bought it in, they come in different colors. I didn't realize because I was in such a, like, I was like, I gotta go. I gotta like click the thing and buy and check out before somebody else snags it. You can get where like the the main body is a different color or a brighter color and the accents are black, or you can get where the main body is black with accents. The one I ordered is going to be mostly black with candy apple accents because red is my favorite color, and it's kind of a really like, it looked like to be like a pinky red. So I'm pretty excited about this. I have no idea when it will arrive, but I bought all the extras. Like you need, I think it's like a pedal, kind of like for your sewing machine. I don't know anything, you guys. Like, this is insane. I'm going to learn to spin. So Andrea, in all of her kindness, has offered to make me a little like sampler of fiber to try. She gave me a lot of really good advice on like what kind of fiber to use as a beginner. So now I'm going to be diving into the world of spinning. So Shenanigans and Skeins might be making her own skeins here in the next couple of months. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited about it. And if all goes well, I was thinking maybe if I'm doing a video a week, maybe one video a month, we'll talk about spinning. Because I know when I watch people's YouTube videos, podcasts, like I used to watch Andrea Mowry a lot because her videos, I could turn them on and it felt like I was just like, we were chit-chatting, having a talk with a friend, because it's just very like stream of consciousness with her. But she would start talking about spinning and I would find myself going, la 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 la, because I wasn't into spinning. So I feel like if I can do just like a video that's more focused on spinning and my adventures in spinning and what I've learned and what I've done, if you're not into that, you can just skip it for the week. And I won't bore everyone who isn't into spinning all 4 weeks. I mean, I might, you guys, I might still just be like, I'm so excited about this, I have to tell you about it. So we'll see. It could go either way at this point, but about a spinning wheel. Did I need it? No. But did I want it? Yes. And as I always tell my friends, treat yourself. Because you can't take it with you, the spinning wheel or the money. So I feel like you got to enjoy it. I work really hard for my money and I want to enjoy it, and I want to be able to spend it on things that I want, for things that bring me joy. And right now that is yarn, which is over here. I'm backwards. I got to figure out if there's a way to flip this, because I'm like, it's backwards. It's very weird. I don't know how people who teach fitness classes do it when they're like, go to your left, and it's like, but this is my right. Like, it's very confusing. The only other fun thing is I've started actually destashing. No, it's over here. I will get the hang of this. This bin over here is all of my destash. So I like to buy yarn. To me, buying yarn is like a secondary hobby to knitting. And with that, sometimes I buy things and then I don't have time, or I don't ever use the yarn for the thing I intended it for. Or, and this is true confessions of a yarn buyer, I learned a lot about what I actually like along the way. So 2020, I was buying like single skeins of sock yarn all the time because I didn't know that I would ever want to knit a garment and that I would need more than one skein of a color. I just said, ooh, pretty, and I bought it. So a lot of this over here is like single skeins of sock. I posted some on Reddit, on the Yarn Swap subreddit, and about half of it got snagged up really quick. So I'm starting to kind of get rid of that stuff, to start giving it to a new home, sending it on its way to be something else, because it doesn't need to live in my house anymore. So, I mention this because in case you're watching, if you're interested in a destash event type of thing on Reddit, and maybe you've tried other destash places in the past, the Yarn Swap subreddit, which I will try and link. Apparently I can't link things because I'm a newbie on the YouTube. But that is a really, from my experience, my one time doing it, it's a really simple way to destash your yarn. Or if you're looking for something, I've seen people post on there like, hey, I need X amount of grams of this yarn. Does anybody have it? And like, sometimes people have it. So it's kind of a nice resource. I find it a little easier to follow than some of the other destash like chat rooms or whatever you want to call them that I've been in before where it's like things just kind of get buried. This is nice because you can like search in Reddit a little bit easier from my experience. But yeah, so I'm going to start destashing my yarn over on that subreddit a little bit more. So I'm pretty sure I'm just Shan Rogers 3 on Reddit as well. So if you want, that's my Instagram handle in case you didn't know. So if you want to look over there, see if any of the stuff in this bin interests you, you can have some of my destash. Maybe I'll show you guys. I feel bad. I know I shouldn't, but I feel bad sometimes like telling people what I'm destashing because it's nothing against that yarn. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. The yarn's beautiful. It's just I bought the yarn in a different frame of mind than I'm in today, and so I'm not going to use it, and I would rather that yarn go to someone who will use it and who will enjoy it and kind of like, you know, buy the thing if it brings you joy. Well, if it doesn't bring you joy, who was that lady, Marie Kondo or whatever? Like, if it doesn't bring you joy, pass it along to someone who maybe it will bring joy to. So there you go. That's all I got. Again, if you're still here at the end of all this, thank you so much for watching. I do really I've enjoyed this so far. Last week was a little bit of a humbling experience when I accidentally uploaded the fully unedited video. My Lanta. Shayla texts me as I'm laying in bed because I go to bed early. And Shayla's like, oh, I'm just sitting here sewing, watching your YouTube video. And she's like, Shannon, you're so funny. I can't believe you left you fixing your makeup in the video. And I was like, because I reapplied my lipstick at one point. And I was like, no, I edited that out. I know I edited that out. But I was already in bed. I was like, whatever, it's fine. So then in the morning, I got to thinking about it and I was like, you should check. So I checked. Yeah, it was the full unedited. I had the correct file on my computer. I just clicked the wrong one to upload to YouTube. So sorry if you saw that. It was not my finest work. It really wasn't that different than the edited version, quite frankly, because this is just who I am. But, yeah, that's all I got. Next time, perhaps I will have another finished object. I don't think I will because I'm at the very beginning point of most of my current WIPs. But perhaps I'll have a new cast on. You never know. If there's something you guys, like I said before, if there's something you're interested in, a video you're like, wow, I wish Shannon would ramble on for 45 minutes about X, please let me know. And I'll gladly do so because I like to ramble on about random things. It's what I do. Otherwise, I think next week might be, I don't know. Ooh, I have an idea. Next week, what I might do is I might go through a few things in stash I have planned projects for, and maybe you guys can help me pick my next cast on, because I need to start thinking about a Rhinebeck project. The Iris pullover was going to be my Rhinebeck project, but I'm not feeling the vibes, as Heather would say, to finish that quite yet. So I might need to like rethink. So maybe that's what I'll do next time. Maybe I'll pull together a couple ideas of potential future cast-ons, and we can talk about what I should actually cast on and kind of just, you know, sit and talk about that. And as soon as my Daedalus wheel shows up, I will show you guys. And I'm so excited about it. And now I need to figure out what type of fiber to buy. I'm so excited. I have to learn. I have so much to learn. I'm excited. I like to learn like a new craft, a new thing. So I'm pretty excited about it. But I'm also excited to go to the Fiber Fest in Virginia on June 13th. You should come because Yarn Jam's going to be there. And I know Yarn Jam has a lot of really pretty fiber. And up until now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I kind of never even went to her booth because it had so much fiber and I was like, I don't spin. But now maybe I do. So anyways, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next week where we can talk about some future plans, and maybe we'll do, I don't know. I'm at a loss, guys. It's a long weekend. I feel like today is Sunday. It is Sunday, but then I feel like tomorrow is also Sunday again. So my brain is just kind of like blah. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next week. Until then, happy stitches.